Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. So NVIDIA did some recovery today, and according to my previous videos, my expectation was either this week or next week NVIDIA should recover. So that's a good thing that NVIDIA is started making some progress this week. In this video, we'll discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today. I'll try to make an assessment for tomorrow and early next week. Now, let's get started. Starting with the daily summary, NVIDIA opened at 117.35. It made a high 119.86. It made a low 117.25 and it closed at 117.87. That is 3.97% up. And today's upside is aligned with our expectation. And I think that Nvidia should recover more early next week. So not just Nvidia, the overall market was up today. Let's take a look S&P. S&P was up about 1.70%, and also you can notice less volatility compared with yesterday. So this means that market almost absorbed or digested the 50 basis point rate cut yesterday. So just after the rate cut, we saw some volatility ups and down, but today we see the clarity of direction. I also thought maybe it will take another one day or two before we see some clarity, but it happened before my expectation. And also Nasdaq is up about 2.51%, and you can also see not much volatility today, very clear direction. And also Dow Jones 1.26% up. Also, you can notice not much volatility compared with yesterday. So moving back to Nvidia, and also in case of Nvidia, you can notice not much volatility today. Last 5 days, you see Nvidia down 1.01%, and you can notice the big fluctuation and volatility in last 5 days. Last 1 month, Nvidia still down 9.33%. In last 6 months, Nvidia up 31.85%, and year to date is up about 144.70%. As I mentioned yesterday, Nvidia was up about 138 or 39%, and I made a comment that Nvidia still has more potential to go further up, even if it was up about 138% in just 9 months. Now, let's take a look forward P for Nvidia and other AI stocks. Nvidia forward P at this point is at 38.27. It's about the same we saw end of last week, 38.67 versus 38.27. So still more room to go further up for Nvidia. And Palantir at this point 108.32 keeps going up, but today I guess it was struggling compared with other AI stocks. I guess it was still up, but not much. SMCI 13.76 is still struggling. AMD 40.71. So AMD had a very good day today, more than 5% increase today. Now let's take a look percentage change analysis for Nvidia. So at this point, you can see that Nvidia is up about 1.36% based on the cumulative percentage change from the previous earnings report. Yesterday, we noted it was negative, and I made a comment that Nvidia has more possibility to go further up versus going down in this quarter before the next earnings. So my position is still same. I still think that Nvidia can go further up before next earnings. Now let's take a look technical charts. You see 180-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia and also the MACD chart. So as we noted yesterday, I made a comment that Nvidia still has some room to go further down a little bit, and after that it should start recovering. And yesterday I tried to compare this behavior with this one, So as we noted, Nvidia had the similar behavior. It went down and then went up. And that happened probably sometime in June, right? Early June. So here you see that Nvidia went down and also started recovering. So probably tomorrow and early next week, I see Nvidia can go further up versus going down. And based on the Fibonacci levels, you see that 115 was a very strong support. Nvidia went down to 113, but it did not go down to 108. And this is what I expected. So I thought I made a comment yesterday and early this week as well that 108 is a very strong support, and it's highly unlikely that Nvidia can break this level anytime soon. At this point, Nvidia is trading around 118. The next level of resistance is 125. So once 125 is broken in next few days, then after that, the next level of resistance I see is 140. To me, 125 is still a litmus test for me. I think that after breaking 125, more chances Nvidia can go to 140 sooner than later. Now let's take a look some news regarding Nvidia. So now this one that says shares of semiconductor and chip stocks are trading higher following Wednesday rate cut, which has lifted growth stocks and rate sensitive stocks. So I guess this was expected. Yesterday we had seen some volatility before and after the rate cut, and market needed some time to get stable, right? So now you see more stability in the market. Now this one that says Nvidia and Taiwan semi stocks rise. Why Fed's jumbo rate cut is boosting shares. So let's take a look the reasoning they give in this analysis. Let's open it. Scrolling down. So they said that TSMC also had a very good day, and that's correct. So now the reasoning is here that says Fed's latest move and signal that it will reduce borrowing costs by another 50 basis point over the rest of 2024. This could ease those fears. So this tells that another 50 basis point in next 3 months is expected, and that should help the stock markets further. So at this point, based on the anticipation of another 50 basis point, the big investor and the mutual funds are trying to expand their positions overall. So now this one and this one looks interesting. This says Nvidia, the stock is surging. Here is how it tends to perform after interest rate cuts. Let's open it. So scrolling down, here it says shares of Nvidia are up about 5%. And then going further and scrolling down further, now it says the reasoning behind it. It says historically, Nvidia shares have done well after rate cut announcement when looking out several months. So that's a very good data point. Historically speaking, based on their analysis, Nvidia performed good after the rate cut announcement. So it's going in the same direction. So more upside, in my opinion, can come on Nvidia stock in next 3 months before the next rate cut. Another good thing that happened today, you might have noticed or not, is a weekly initial jobless claims went down. Let's take a look. So you see here, the actuals came 219K for this week. The forecast was 230K. So this was a surprise about 11K positive. In the last cycle, you see that the jobless claims were 230K. So 11K down from there as well. So that's a good sign. When last time, the jobless claims went up and we noticed the market went down because the signal market received is the job market is going to weaken further. Overall, what I hear from different people, I see that the layoffs has increased in last few weeks. But in my opinion, the situation should get better in a month or two regarding the layoffs because 50 basis point rate cut should help companies to manage their margins better. And also the next rate cut of 50 basis point should also be a good catalyst for the job market. And now this one, and this is from Wedbush. And in general, Wedbush is very optimistic regarding Nvidia and other high tech stocks. So here they're trying to say Fed rate cut, very bullish backdrop for AI and big tech. So in their opinion, this rate cut should accelerate further the stock price movement for AI and other big tech. I tend to agree with that, but it may not happen right away. It should be a gradual progress, in next 3 months. And now Mr. Jim Cramer is telling something else. He's not that optimistic. So Jim Cramer predicts no huge run for tech stocks after Federal Reserve's cuts rate. I think his analysis is different from other analysts that I saw today and yesterday. And I do not tend to agree with Mr. Jim Cramer's analysis. So I guess that's all about news regarding Nvidia. Now let's take a look other AI stocks. So as you see in my watch list, all the stocks are positive today, with the highest positive change is on AMD, that is 5.70% up, and followed by Nvidia, that is 3.97% up. So that's a good sign. And look at SMCI, still behind, 0.07% up. So looks like the investor do not want SMCI to go up. I will further watch it because next few days overall market looks to me is positive. So there are some chances SMCI should also go 3 or 4% up in next few days. Then probably would be a good time to sell SMCI. So I can use that money to some other stocks. And that is my thought process. Market may behave differently. So that's all about NVIDIA analysis and assessment for today and tomorrow and early next week. I hope you like the video. And also, if you like it more, probably you can buy me a coffee by sending me a super thanks. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.